Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today is the 27th of September, Tuesday, the 27th of September, and it's great to be back with you. I haven't posted any content for a while, so this is brand new content, really coming off the back of some requests and feedback I've had with regards to church artwork and things. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Nothing mind-blowing, nothing that's going to kill anybody doctrinally. So a lot of questions have been coming through about the artwork that we had done. Who did it? Why did we have it done? Was there a process? What process was there? And pretty much basically what all the pictures are and what they mean. And so basically, I just wanted to talk about that with you a little today, because it's a part of the branch that no one really knows about. It's part of the branch that no one really talks about. Although they are for sale on our branch website at www.restoredbranch.com. They are available on there. I think you can buy the whole first set for about 60 quid. I think they're about £10 a copy, each picture, so something like that. So basically all this picture stuff started really way back when we first started the branch, back in about, as soon as the book was published, really, as soon as the book of Jaranek came out, people were asking us if we had any visualization of what the book was talking about, and all we had really were historical photos of Stonehenge and some of the hill forts in and around the UK, and some of the dolmens and the burial mounds, but we didn't have anything that was linked intrinsically to the book. And so our first initial effort at getting pictures printed started back in about 2006, 2007, and we had some work done, some really early work done. But it wasn't it was great work, by the way, for the money we paid. It was really good work, but it wasn't what the feel we were looking for. It was a bit childlike in nature and a bit generic. So we persevered with those pictures for a while, and sold them to people who asked and requested copies of them, and I think they might even have been in maybe the first couple of editions of the book. I'm not too sure now, but we don't really put what we've done with those very early pictures is we've made them into a children's book, a children's version of the book of Jaranek for my kids, and with some little captions underneath, some little scriptures from the actual text to give the kids some visualization. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that we had some more requests. Well, what about some pictures, and I was getting, you see a load of Mormon book artwork, don't you? And the LDS Church has got millions of members, so you got like artists and all these kinds of people in the church, haven't you? Well, we don't have that luxury. We're very small, and our talent pool for artwork isn't massive, so we don't have that kind of resource to work upon. So I started shopping around for an artist who would be prepared to read the book, visualize it, and bring the characters and the scenes somewhat to life. And so we started to talk, myself and the artist is called Matthew DeWitt, and he runs Matthew DeWitt Illustrations. Probably put a link. I'll probably put a Facebook link into it on the video in the description, because his artwork he does loads of really cool artwork, from everything from like pop culture to his personal projects that he does for himself. So we knew whatever we were going to get done was going to cost us money to get done. So of course we have tithing and contributions which come into the church, and we'd had a long period where we hadn't really spent anything or done anything, so we had a lot of this money saved up. So we went to him and asked him to do six scenes from the book initially. And we gave him a bit of information on each scene, and then he basically read the information, read the bits of the book, and then came back to me with roughs, of what he was thinking about. And I was like, yeah, or no. And it was a bit of a process, but finally we got through, and we got 6 scenes done. Now I'll try my very best to try and get these on the video, but it's no guarantee. So I'm gonna hold them up for you so you can see them here. The first scene is called I think it's called The Journey, and here it is. You can see it. You see it? I hope you can see that. I hope it's in view of the camera. It's a basic drawing of the ships that were leaving the French coast, laden with men and goods and provisions and priests and warriors, and they're going across the Bay of Biscay first, and the English Channel, and it's obviously very Celtic and very Latin in nature. So that was the first one, which is one of my favourites. It probably is my favourite picture of the bunch. I love the way that the sea ripples around the ship. All these are done in watercolour, so it's amazing. And these are the actual originals. These are the originals with the artist's original signature in the bottom. And these are kept pretty well, because we don't want these to get ruined, because these are our masters. Although we do have digital copies of these, and that's what we sell. We sell digital, glossy picture copies of these pictures. So yeah, and it's a beautiful depiction and a beautiful picture. The ship's done beautifully, the sail's done beautifully. So that's the first one, The Journey. And then we had what we got next? We got the Three Righteous Brothers. The Three Righteous Brothers. And these are the brothers that go off to the north to find, well, they don't know that they're going to find the people I've written on, but that's who they come across in the end. And I like this one also because it's under a huge oak tree, which is great, and it's got Hajanek, Misamnek and Shinar in that order, and they were known as renowned hunters for the people, for the group, and warriors, fierce warriors, but also spiritual, great spiritual. Embodied that really in this picture, and it's just an awesome picture. When we were doing the scenes, I asked him if he could put a secret image in the scene, in every one of the scenes, and the secret image in every one of the scenes is a little priest. You can see that, a little priest in the background. There's a priest on the ship as well, and there's a priest in the little background here, and there's a priest in every picture, which is really nice. The third one was the Library of Nimdoa. Now this is his impression of the Library of Nimdoa. This isn't what the Library of Nimdoa looks like, but this is an artist's impression. It's got Rodnan, the little Rodnan here, the record keeper, who is a small person. Can't say the D word anymore. So you say a small person, and there's a little priest down there in the library, and it's just an artist's impression of what the library would like, full of books and lots of light, and Roden here keeping an eye on everything, and yeah, it's a great picture. I think he embodied Roden really well. Got Roden bang on for me. So that's that one, and then where are we? We have Captain Zinon preparing for battle. Beautiful picture. And how I know the artist read the book, because all the good guys have got red on. They wore red as a symbolism of the blood of Jesus Christ. So that's this picture here. There's Zinon on his horse with the priest holding the reins, and the army in the background over here, and a beautiful blue sky, and the British countryside underfoot. It's a lovely picture. I would encourage you, if you can, to go look at them online. You'll see a better. I'll try and get them on this video. I'll try. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Then there's the last battle, or a battle scene. It's not the last battle, because this is between Xenon at the front here, the priest there on horseback, and this is Actar, and this is the fiery cannon that they use, and they're all wearing bear skins, and they're naked, and they've got skulls around their horses. So this is Xenon. This is during the Second Great War. This is a really dark picture. What he did is, I like the way he incorporated the dark and the light on both sides of the battle, which is really, really good. Horses are drawn fantastically on this as well. It's a really, really good picture. And then of course, what once was holy. And then you've got the priest down here, and you've got some robbers who have just come out of the ruined temple, carrying chests and tapestries and whatever they can get their hands on. There's a pile of skulls down here with some spears in, and there's a shadow above the stones and the wood, representing the roof that would have been there and a window. So that's basically what once was holy, and what they lost. That's basically Stonehenge, and the priest lamenting the loss here, and the thieves from the people of Lyonek going in and out, taking what they can from the temple. So that was the first tranche of pictures that we had done, and there were six scenes depicting the book of Jaranek only. And for a while they served their purpose. You know, that we did a special meeting during church time where we went through each of the pictures and described what was going on while we were reading, and that was really fun. And I've put them up on the website. They're for sale. They have a watermark on the website, so you have to buy them from us if you want a clear copy. So basically, we had these 6 portraits done, and it was a while. And I went back to Matthew a couple of years later. I think it was maybe 2 years later, and said we need some portraits doing, because you have portrait pictures in your house, don't you? Of Jesus, Joseph Smith, Book of Mormon characters, Moroni, Mormon, whoever they might be. And we didn't have any portrait characters of the people from the book, so I wanted some done, and I wanted to get as many characters as we could done. So he agreed, and I sent him over some profiles, and these are the results. So let's start, shall we? We're going to go first off with Father Aranek. So this is Father Aranek. I hope you can see this. And it's a proto-Celtic society. You can see that on his motif. This is a young Father Aranek. I always envisage him young in the book anyway, because he gets older as the journey goes on. And it's just a beautiful picture. Again, you can get all these on the website, and they come as photo quality paper glossy. And this is Sharonek, one of my favourite pictures. As you can see, there's some Celtic coming in here with the torque on the neck. He's got these beautiful oak leaf crowns. This is Sharonek the Great, Sharonek the Immortal, Sharonek the Prophet. And as we know, Sharonek was the person that brought them across the ocean to Albion, to Britain, and helps basically set up and establish the society before he was called away on his mission to go around the world. And we know that he's immortal. He won't taste death until Christ has come the second time. We also know that this guy was promised to be at the birth of Christ. So we know one of those men that was at the birth of Christ. So you can see it's a lovely picture, some beautiful detailing on the shirt here, and it looks very much like his father, which is obvious. And then we get to one of my least favourite in the bunch. I think because the artist and I had different ideas about this character, what he would look like. This is Lionek the Great. This is the guy, obviously, who splits off from the children of Aranek at the succession of Sharanek to the prophetic seat. And they become a horse culture. If you can see that. They become a horse culture on the plains of Eastern Europe and Russia. And he's got this I don't like the pictures very much, but he's got this beautiful battle scar on his face here, which is really, really just over his eye, which closes his eye up a bit. I asked the artist to put in a little horse motif necklace here, to say that this was something from his old culture that was impacting his new way of life. He's got this beautiful bear skin on his shoulder, this lovely proto-Celtic earring. It's not one of my favourite pictures. I don't envisage Lionek looking like this, but it's a good picture. It gives you an idea. And then we come to Rodnan, the record keeper at the Library of Nimdo, which we had in the portrait. This is an expanded picture of that, and he's got his beautiful, beautiful orange hair with these beautiful braids and his beautiful Celtic tartan top underneath, and he's wearing these old style glasses. And whenever anyone talks to me about the interpreters I used to translate the book, I always say they were like this, but they were different coloured lenses. And he's got his pipe, and he looks very, very relaxed. And he is a small guy. He's a little person. What you would I don't really want to say the word, but you used to call them dwarfs. But he's a little person, a bit like Warwick Davis. But that's him. So that's Rodnan. I think that's a great picture. The quality on these is fantastic. The colours pop, really do pop. Now this is one of my favourite pictures, not the favourite, but one of my favourites, and it's the evil King Rendonanek. When we were discussing this character together, Matthew and I told him I envisaged a Nero type character, a big guy, double, triple chin, not great to look at aesthetically, somebody you wouldn't want to have an intimate relationship with, especially wouldn't want your children around. But it's such a beautiful picture. The detailing in his necklace here with the jewels, and on the crown, and the way he's got a bald head, which is what I wanted. And he's got these beautiful Celtic earrings in here. And you look at him and you go, yeah, he's a really unpleasant fella. And he's got these liver spots everywhere. And he's like, ugh. He's like, oh my gosh. He's got this triple chin. And he's like, oh my goodness. No, take him away. And I look at him and I go, yeah, that's the guy who caused all that trouble in the Second Great War. And then we come to his wife, who remains nameless in the book. She's just referred to as the Queen, or the Evil Queen, depending on who's referencing her in the book. And this was a difficult character because she's not given a lot of mention in the book, other than the fact that she was married to Rendonanek. She was instrumental in wanting peace towards the end. She also became Aktar's wife, and he eventually killed her in the end. But I always saw her, we were talking about this together, Matthew and I always saw her as this sultry, you would want an intimate relationship with her. She was good looking, she was sultry to the eye, but she wasn't very nice person. In fact, in the book, I think it says she had children and they all died in infancy. She didn't like children. She detested children. She either probably murdered them or just neglected them. And I wanted her motif to be a crow, because it's very symbolic in Celtic culture. And he's putting some crow feathers here on his necklace, which is absolutely gorgeous, by the way. His silver faces. She's got another necklace on here as well, which is silver, and she's got these crow's feathers in her ears, these metal crow feathers. And I wanted her to have a crown because Rendonanek has a crown. And we went in the end for a silver crow, which you can see in the picture. We went for a silver crow in the end, and I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful picture. She's definitely not the sort of person I'd want my children to be around. So yeah, I think the artist nailed that one really well. And then we come to the lead general of the armies of Rendonanek, which is General Akhtar. And this is a wonderful picture on a beautiful white background. Let's hope that's still working. A wonderful white background. And he's got all this armour on here, which is detailed in the book, that his troops don't have. And he's got these dead faces and these skulls, and he's got another dead face in his ear, and he's like, "Come on!" You know, he's a great tactician. He's a great general, but as a person, he sucks, big time. And you know, he actually believes in the god Odinon, which is on his helmet here. You know, the three faces of Odinon, which is referenced in the book again. So yeah, it's a fantastic picture. I like that one very well. It's on a white plain background, and the same with Captain Xenon, the good guy. What I like about this one is this battle scar right down his face here, right down to like under his moustache. It goes right up to his. I think he envisioned it going right up to his head. And this is a beautiful picture because it's a total contrast to Akhtar. It's bright, it's bold, and he's got a righteous, come on, let's do this. And I like some of the images. We've got this beautiful oak tree motif here. We have the boar, which symbolises strength and resilience in Celtic culture. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful picture. And it really symbolises what Captain Xenon is about. He's about righteousness and strength and resilience. And then we get to the back end. We have this is another one of my favourite pictures. This is a very young Ryanek. So this would probably be about the time he actually took the people into the wilderness before the destruction of the society or the civilization. And he's got his hood, he's got his beautiful green cloak, hooded cloak on, with some beautiful, beautiful oak leaves, gold oak leaves around the outside. He's got the red hair, the blue eyes, everything I wanted. And the little bit that the artist put in the end was this acorn, which in the Book of Ryanek symbolises priesthood, power and authority. Along with the oak tree, which is special. The oak tree, the acorn, they all symbolise God, power, authority. And it's great that he should wear it because he learns that in his journey with the prophet Sharonek as he's going. It's a wonderful picture, and it's absolutely, it just bangs off the page. It's beautiful. I like also the way the artist puts his initials in different places on every picture, which is really good. And then we have Jaranek himself, the guy who compiled the Book of Jaranek, who brought it all together. And it's interesting that everybody who has ever depicted Jaranek has depicted him virtually the same way. An old man, grey beard, virtually very similar to this. The very first artist we did something similar. The second artist we employed, who didn't finish all of his work, which I was really disappointed about because I liked his work, he did a picture of Jaranek at a desk compiling the records, and it was very similar to this. He's got these worry lines, he's all over his face, you could tell he spent a lot of time contemplating and worrying about his people. He's got, again, his beautiful purple regal robe underneath, with these beautiful gold trimmings of the oak leaf, and he's, you know, it screams Jaranek. It screams Jaranek. And this is a picture I have in my lounge above my fireplace with Jesus and Joseph Smith alongside. So I love that picture. And then we come to my favourite of favourite pictures. And it's different to the others because the others are single portrait pictures. This one I'm going to show you now is a picture of King Rhaenon and Queen Morion, and I wanted them together, and thankfully, luckily, he did them on one big sheet together, and I've been able to cut it on the copies so you can order them separately, but they're supposed to come together as a couple because that's the way I wanted the picture in the end. I'll show it you. It's my favourite picture, and I'll explain why as I show it to you. This is a big picture. I don't know if it's all going to get on the camera, but it's a fantastic picture. The reason I like it is because the colours are absolutely fantastic. This is the golden age, the Arthurian time of the ancient British people, the top of the most, the most peaceful, the most advancing. Everybody is, there's trade, there's exploration. People are living in peace one with another, and it's only possible thanks to these two people, King Rhaenon and Queen Morion. And King Rhaenon sent the missionaries and the explorers north into the north countries and found her, and she came south to meet him, and she fell in love with him. And the reason I love this picture is because there's just so much detail in it. This is the height of their civilization, so all the Celtic left-hand stuff's really leaping out at you. Again, the wild boars on his top here, which symbolise strength, spiritual strength, and he has it again on his crown here, and then he has the oak leaves on his crown, which obviously symbolise God and spirituality and the priesthood. And he's got this beautiful, big, thick gold torque around his neck. And he's staring at her. He's looking at her, right? He's looking at her. And she, again, she's got this torque on her neck, this little nice thin torque. And she's got this huge gold necklace here. Beautiful gold necklace with these wonderful gold latches that keep this green tabard onto her dress. And she's got this beautiful, lovely crown on her here. And his beautiful necklace, and she's looking off into heaven, she's looking off to God, and he's looking at her and she's looking to God, and the two of them together make a fantastic couple. King Rhaenon and Queen Morion, they are the epitome of everything the Book of Jaranek stands for. This is the society that Aranek envisaged, that Sharanek wanted to build, and they managed to pull it off for an extremely long amount of time. And I love the expressions in their faces. He's just so in love with her, and she's looking into them, the light shining on her face. It's this beautiful yellow background, this golden yellow background, and the colours just jump off the page here, and the detail in it is just fantastic. Really, really great. As I say, you can get these too. Oh no, I haven't lost the sound. You can get these two ordered separately, but they're supposed to come together. So that really concludes the picture video. There's a lot of stuff to go through there, the scenes and then the individual portrait pictures, and I don't know if I showed you the roughs. He sent me these roughs these ideas that he was playing with the characters at the time. That's Rendonanek and the Evil Queen, and then that's Queen Morion and King Rhaenon. His hair was supposed to be longer in the rough. It didn't end up that way. And there's just so much going on, and her hair was supposed to be longer. There's so much going on in these roughs, and these I'm going to make these available on Facebook so people can see them, because they are fantastic to go along with the actual artwork itself. If you want any of those pictures, go on to www.restoredbranch.com. Go to the store page, and you'll find them on there. I think they're about a tenner a picture, but they're really worth it. We print them on glossy photo paper, so you get a really good printout. And that's the picture story, really. We wanted something for people to visualise the scriptures, to people to visualise the characters, to visualise the culture, the spirituality of the culture. And that's what Matthew DeWitt, the Matthew DeWitt Illustrations, did so well and has done such an excellent job. And we are going to do much, much more work with him. I want a lot more pictures done. I want to create a catalogue of pictures that the church or the branch can use for teaching purposes and to slot into scriptures out. The idea at the end of this is, of course, to print a new copy of the Chronicles of the Children of Aaronic with all the mistakes taken out and all the grammar corrected properly, which my wife is doing. And the idea is to slot pictures in between the song story, a bit like the old LDS Book of Mormon, which was really thick, and it had the Arnold Freiberg pictures in incrementally as you went along, so you could visualize the story. That's what I want to achieve with the book of the Chronicles of the Children of Aaronic. And we will get there, and I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have the funds to do that next year. So, and then of course we want to save more funds to get some more pictures done. And the idea is to have people have them in their homes, have them on their walls, have them in their bedrooms, kids in the bedrooms, so they can visualize the characters. And my children love these pictures. And as I say, they've got the children's versions that we had done a long, long time ago. And it just helps give reference to what they're reading and help them visualize the scriptures as they go, which is, I think, so very important. So that's that really. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. As I say, there isn't any doctrinal stuff in there. We're going to get to that. I've got lots of questions that have come into me about the Book of Aaronic and the doctrine within the Book of Aaronic that I want to address. I'll probably do that on the next video. But if you have any questions about any of the stuff we've been through today, or on the Chronicles of the Children of Aaronic, or anything really, anything to do with the Restored Gospel, send them into info@restoredbranch.com, and I'll answer them and compile them together, and we'll go through that together on the video. But the next video I'll do will be answering questions about the doctrinal stuff within the Chronicles of the Children of Aaronic, because that's really important that I answer that and get that done. So until we meet next time, folks, look after one another, stay safe, God bless, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.